I want to make sure that I understood the premise of this right. The LCBO, that's the government liquor stores in Ontario. There's versions across the country. Their policy here is if someone shoplifts liquor, not to stop them?
Correct.
So that's an official policy. If you steal liquor, they will not stop you.
That is correct. The person just walks right out the store, Ezra. And I want to be clear about something. This is not just destitute people, hobos coming in for a hit. There are now organized people that are stealing booze to resell it. And I mean, Ezra, think of that business plan. Your cost of inventory is zero.
And I mean, there's some cheap, hooch that's a few bucks, but there are some kinds of liquors, an old whiskey, a fancy champagne that are hundreds. There's probably even some wine or liquor that's over $1,000, and they just let people walk out. What's the justification for that? Like, they obviously have a security guard. Yeah. We saw a security guard touching your camera, stopping you, getting all up in your grill, and maybe fair enough. But you're saying they don't do that to people stealing liquor from them that they see?
As I understand that. In fact, later in the video, Ezra, that man's partner, another security guard, my cameraman Efren and I were walking away, and I got that, that spidey sense feeling someone's following me. And sure enough, it was the other security guard. Now, we walked an entire city block from Queens Quay to Lakeshore Boulevard, and then we hung a right, which is we're walking further and further away from the LCBO, and this guy's following me.
So he's following you, so you can't film him, but they're going to creep behind you. Like, that is super weird. You're not even in their store anymore. But they won't do that to someone who's stolen $50, $100, $500, $1,000 worth of liquor. It's almost like, go ahead. How? That's insane.
But what was the purpose for that? And when I start to follow him. Now, once he realizes he's being followed, he's hot-tailing it back to the LCBO. And the question I said to him, Ezra, is that, why don't you follow the thieves out of the store? Why don't you make a citizen's arrest, which you're entitled to do so? What kind of a threat we are? So shoplifting is allowed at the LCBO, but practicing journalism isn't?
Theft, shoplifting, theft at a restaurant, theft at any retail store, theft at a dollar store, theft at a Walmart, theft at a Safeway, a Sobeys is one of the big issues for an entrepreneur. In a cash business where there's little things that can, you see this in drugstores where small, expensive things like those razor blade packages for like a Gillette, they're so insanely expensive that you actually have to like get them unlocked or something, or ask for them from the cash, because, shrinkage or whatever they would call it. It's such a problem. It's why a cash business like a bar, you have got to be there every day or you'll just be eaten and drank out of business. It's a real burden for any retail person. Yeah. And the LCBO has just sort of said, nope. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest. And then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.